Getting straight to it, we've got another case for the iPhone 15 Pro, and it's gonna be one from Spigen, starting with the packaging as always. We've got a little bit of Spigen branding in the top left corner over here, and then in the bottom right corner, you get a picture of the case itself, what phone it's for, and then the name. This is going to be the Ultra Hybrid case, but this is the 01 line, as you can see right down here. And this is the one that we saw last year, which is the more black and white kind of gray gradient they have, but now they also have a white gradient, which is pretty much the exact same case. It's also the Ultra Hybrid, but as you can see right here, it is just going to be in white. So definitely nice to see that they've got some more color options coming in. And moving on to the back of the packaging, you see just a little bit of information here, and something that's really important to me is the fact that this package is made from 100% recycled paper. So super nice to see that there. And let's go ahead and open both of these up, starting with the one we've seen before. As I'm opening these, I'm going to go ahead and throw the price up on the screen for them. Here is the case itself. This is the one we've seen in the past, and it is a very nice case. So when you get these brand new, they are going to have plastic peel tabs you can pull off on the backside and the inside. Looking at the inside, you can already see, of course, MagSafe compatible, which is really nice to see. Every case needs MagSafe at this point. But let's set this one to the side as well as this packaging, and let's open up the white one. So you can pull this. It's going to be pretty much identical to the other one. We can see this new design for the first time. You can see right here just what it looks like, and this one does still have the peel tab on there. So we pull that off, and there it is. This is actually an extremely nice looking variant. Here is both of them side by side. See, polar opposites pretty much. I do also have the previous model for my iPhone 14 Pro, and I can pull that out in a second, but let's take a look around these cases real quick. I'm gonna look at the white one just because I feel like that one's gonna show up better. This is pretty much what you're looking at. It is a pretty standard clear case all around the sides. Yeah, there's really no extra cushioning going on for the white one, and I'm pretty sure the black one is going to be pretty much identical. And yeah, it is pretty much identical all the way around. Nothing really crazy to take note of on the inside. So let's go ahead and snap one of these on. I will show you what both of them look like on the black titanium iPhone 15 Pro, but we're gonna start with the black one just because I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a better fit. So definitely a snug fit right there. And as you can see, it looks extremely sleek with all of this crazy, almost see-through looking stuff on the back. I've always loved the 01 case. When they came out with it last year, I thought it looked absolutely incredible. I even have it on my AirPods Max just because I'm obsessed with the look of this case. But let's go ahead and start with the fit. So even though it is a clear case, it does have some pretty nice fit on it. I would say it has a bit of pull around the buttons, a tiny bit down here by the port, but it's mostly going to be at the buttons where you're going to take any kind of note at any pull. So right there. Moving on to the back, looking at our cameras, starting with some protection. See right here that it does have a pretty decent lip, nothing too crazy, but it's definitely going to keep those lenses protected and off of any surfaces you decide to put the phone on. Let's go ahead and try out the wobble test. We'll set the white one to the side for now. Later we'll test it out so you can see what it looks like on the phone. But as for the wobble, you can see right here, down here where you're normally going to be typing, really nothing too crazy or anything to take note of. I'd say this is pretty normal. It's not going to be until you work your way up to the top that you do get some wobble, and it's mostly all in the top left corner. But again, not really the case's fault. That's mostly just because of how large the camera module is on this phone. But let's work our way over to the front side. You can see here you do get a fairly minimal front screen lip. I do have a tempered glass screen protector on this phone. It is also one from Spigen. So if you're running one as well, this is pretty much what you're going to be looking at. If you don't have one, you are going to get more of a lip, but nothing too crazy. Looking at our sides over here, you can see right here, you do get a dedicated button for the action button, and then two close buttons for the volume buttons, of course. These buttons do have air slits in them, and let's go ahead and test them out. Starting with the action button. It's not crazy tactile, but it's definitely not as stiff as some other cases I've tested out so far with the action button. Some cases seem to be really stiff on this button. I get that it's a small button, so it's hard to make it tactile, but Spigen has definitely made a nice button on this case. Now moving over to the volume buttons. Definitely nice and tactile right there. Nothing to complain about with these two buttons. Moving over to the bottom, we do get a very nice rectangle shaped cutout for your USB-C port right there, and then accurate speaker and microphone cutouts over on the bottom. Moving over to the power button side, you can see that you get a little lanyard hole right here, and then just the power button, which also has air slits cut into it. Let's go ahead and test this one out. That one is crazy nice and tactile as well, super easy to press, and then it's going to be completely closed over on the top. So definitely nice to see that there. It's going to be all closed and protected. You do have a little bit of Spigen branding down here. It's going to be difficult to see on the black variant of the case. Let me see if I can wipe this down a little bit. And yeah, you really can't see it. So if branding isn't your thing, you're definitely not gonna have to worry about it being super in your face on this case. But I'm pretty sure if I bring over the white one, you are going to be able to see it here. Especially once I put the phone in here, it has the Spigen logo right there. Definitely nothing too crazy. I really don't mind Spigen's branding. And then something that you also can't really see on the black case is this little arrow, which mentions air cushion technology right here, which are just these little air pockets that Spigen puts in the cases, puts in the corners of their cases, which helps protect against corner drops and things like that. So now for the MagSafe testing, I do want to go ahead and snap on the white one. Both of these cases do have the same magnets, so magnet strength isn't going to be a difference between them. Just so that you guys can get a look at the white case, at least on the black phone, this is what it's going to look like. You can see all the segments that are see-through right here. It has a really cool, almost like skeletonized look because you can see the color of your phone through there. The rest of it is pretty much solid white, and you can feel different textures on certain areas, like this area where the AZ1 hexacore shows up. I really doubt it's going to show up on camera, but you can actually feel the texture of these little lines and things like that. But enough of that, let's move on to the MagSafe testing. We're going to go ahead and start with the Spigen OMAG ring as always, which is a phone grip and stand in one. I'm going to pull this off and just snap it right on. Definitely strong magnet adhesion right there. And the phone is not going anywhere. See some pretty rough shaking right there. You can set this down, try it out as a little stand. See how this goes. See, pretty much tapping away, and it is not going to come off at all like that. There, pretty much just falls off. But you can definitely hear how the magnets on this case are pretty good already right off the bat. The silicone material on the back of this grip I do feel helps a decent amount, but we're going to find out as we continue. So now we're going to move on to the Apple MagSafe battery pack. This one also has that silicone material on the back, and I feel like this white case is going to look incredible with this. This is pretty much what you're looking at. I do wish I almost had the white phone just for this case, because I know it would look absolutely incredible. Moving on to the front though, you can see that it is charging right there. So it wirelessly charges just fine. And I do want to make sure, yeah, we have a pretty nice gap in between the battery pack itself and the camera lip. So you don't have to worry about hitting any interferences there. Of course, if you have like a really big battery pack, that might be something to stay aware of, just something to keep in mind. But as for strength, yeah, this battery pack is not going anywhere. As you can see, it adheres very well to the back of this case. Doing some false drops. If you've been watching the channel, you know there's not a lot of cases where I can actually hit that hard and this battery pack will stay on. Most of the time, it does tend to lose the battery pack or at least get misaligned. That is definitely not the case with this one. So definitely nice to see that there. I feel like it's one of those cases that you can drop, with the battery pack, and it is not going to go anywhere. But moving on to the leather wallet test. This is a big one for me. See if I felt it vibrate, but no animation. Either way, this is what that combo would be looking like. And since the wallet doesn't have that silicone backing like the past two accessories, it is just straight leather on the back. It is going to be a lot more slick, but I can definitely feel how strong that MagSafe still is, and it is not going anywhere. Same thing, I haven't genuinely dropped this case yet with my MagSafe wallet on, so I can't say for a fact that it'll stay on, but I'm pretty confident if I were to drop this phone with this setup, this wallet is not going to come flying off. But we do still have our big test, which is going to be the Nomad Base One charging base, and we're going to see if these magnets are strong enough to lift this base up. This is a 1 pound base, so it is definitely not a light base. You can see right there, wirelessly charges just fine. And we're gonna see if it can lift it. I'm just going to be touching the phone right here, not the base itself. And yeah, not even worried. Pretty much knew for a fact that this case was going to be able to lift it like that. But let's see, grabbing just the size of the phone. See if we can turn it. And we can. There we go. We finally got it to fail just a little bit with some pretty rough shaking. But so far, these have got to be some of the strongest magnets we've seen so far, for sure. I do want to go ahead and try out the black case, just in case there is a difference. I know some people are going to want to know, they're going to be upset if I didn't test it, so we got to test it right here. Snaps on just fine. We're going to set it down. Fine, there's the magnet. Also wirelessly charges just fine. We're gonna start again, this time on the black case. And yeah, no difference at all. Definitely lifts it just fine. We're gonna see if we can lift it from the side. Again, not touching the base itself. And there it is. Okay, we got it to fail one more time. But again, after some pretty rough shaking. There it is. These magnets will probably have to be like a solid 1 through 10 rating. I would probably give them like an 8.5, 9 out of 10 when it comes to strength alone. This is a wildly strong magnet, especially for a Spigen case. Usually Spigen doesn't have the best MagSafe magnets, not the worst, but these are definitely an improvement. I'll give you guys one last look around the case and then we'll call it a day for this one. So again, starting with our camera lenses, right here you can see they're decently protected, nothing too crazy, but definitely not going to be too worried about setting it down on an even surface. Over on the front, an okay screen lip, nothing too wild. I do have a tempered glass screen protector on here, so just something to keep in mind. Volume buttons right here. Very nice action button, better than other cases for sure. And then you've got your nice tactile volume buttons, which do have air slits in them, so does that action button. Moving our way down, we do have a little bit of Spigen branding right here, but it's pretty much impossible to see on the black phone. And then you have a very nice cutout for your USB-C port right there, and accurate speaker and microphone cutouts. Over on the right side, you do get your power button, which is also very tactile and has air slits as well. And then a little lanyard cutout right there. And over on the top, completely closed. And you do get a little bit of branding for your air cushion technology, which is also pretty much impossible to see on the black case. But that is really it for this one, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think of the new white edition of the 01. It's one of my absolute favorites. Even though I have the black phone, it still looks absolutely sick in my opinion. Let me know which one you guys are gonna be rocking if you pick one of these up. And of course, in those comments, remember to leave me recommendations for any cases or accessories you want to see me test out on the channel. I'm gonna be making a ton of these videos, and I'm absolutely hyped to see what you guys are into. But remember to subscribe, remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one.